G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I've got a ReyLight Dawn up for review. This is in titanium stonewash. Let's check it out. Alrighty, here it is, the ReyLight Dawn, titanium in stonewashed. Have a look at that. Absolutely magnificent. Now, before we have a look at the light, this is how it will come. So this is the package that it'll come in. Sturdy box, nice. Can be used for all sorts of different things as well. So it's actually a really nice box for it to come in, because if you use the light regularly and you don't keep it in the box, then you can use the box for storing batteries and things like that. As you can see here, ReyLight Dawn TI Stonewash, so titanium stonewashed, and it is in the Nietzsche 519A 4000K. So 4000K emitters there. Oh, what a beautiful tint it has. So, opening up the box. So that's how it'll come, just laying down like that in there. Fits really nice and snug. And you get 2 O-rings. So really nice to get a couple of those O-rings. And the battery you get is a Samsung 30Q INR 18650. This is an unprotected cell, so just be really careful with them, not to leave them in your pocket with keys or overcharge, overheat, all that type of stuff. Okay, so the way you install the battery is open up the head. There's the contact there. There's the tubing with the spring down the back there for the tail switch. And in it goes. You can see here you've got an O-ring around there for water resistance. And this is made out of one titanium solid tube. So it is a beast light. Now, moonlight, half press, low, medium, high. And high is crazy bright. And a magnificent floodlight, but crazy, crazy bright. Over 1,000 lumens bright. Now, let's check this thing out from head to tail. So, just zooming in so we get a better look. There are the Nietzsche 519A 4000Ks. And around the bezel here, we've got slots for tritium all the way around. So, tritium is actually what I've got in my watch. So, these little things all the way around are tritium vials, and they glow in the dark because they're an isotope, so a breaking down molecule, and due to the fact that they are degrading, they emit light. So you can get different colors. So I believe the top one above the 12 is an orange and the rest of them are green. But you can't see them whilst in light time. It's only when it's only when it goes dark you see that they glow, but they're actually glowing the whole time. So that's what you can put in here, tritium tubes. You can actually put them in all ReyLights. You can put them at the end here. You can get different sized ones, obviously. So that's the head and the bezel there. Then moving down to still the head, we've got some heatsink areas here which are needed because this thing gets hot. It's only the head that gets hot, but it does get hot. This thing gets very hot. The head gets very hot on the turbo or the highest output. But that's because it's a blaring output. I think it could even be, it's definitely close to 2,000 lumens. I can't remember if it's above 2,000 lumens or not. But then the body here, you've got these kind of boxed, raised edges, which make it really comfortable to hold. And look at that, it actually slots in the hand really nicely. The pocket clip is just magnificent. And this pocket clip is actually used often on other custom lights. People remove it and put it on other lights, and I don't blame them. It is a fantastic pocket clip to use on just about any light. Beautifully stonewashed, very sturdy, titanium, strong as anything. Just a great pocket clip. Look at that, and very deep carry as well. Check that out. This light is a big light. It is bulky, but it's gonna have a ton of runtime on it. You need something this size to have that kind of output because you need the 18650 battery as well as the 3 emitters to pump out that kind of light. It's actually, for a custom, it's actually a really, really magnificent light that pumps out lumens. Obviously, it can tail stand there. And here we have the tail switch, very nice and flush. Click it in the middle, you're good. And then just half press. Look at that, half press, fantastic. Now, this light can also be put into an 18350 configuration. So see here, like this, and then if I take this 18650 tubing off, and then I put the head onto that. Now you've got yourself an 18350 configuration. Look at that. And I don't believe you lose output, you just lose runtime. So if you want a more pocketable beast of a light, this is the one. However, remember that the head gets hot on the highest output. And so in the 18350 configuration, you don't have much room to hold anymore to escape the heat. So it's just something you do need to remember. So I'll just put the 18650 configuration back on for the purposes of the video, but it is important to note that this can be used in either 18350 or 18650 configuration. Now, factory configurations are what I've got this in. So the way it came in the factory, so it's just moonlight mode and then low. And so this one I think is 2%, 10%, the moonlight mode's 2%. And then I think that might be 40% and then 100%. But you can program this in whatever way you want. So you can program this to have no moonlight mode. You can program it to have memory mode. So right now it's got no memory, which means even if I turn it off in high and wait a second or two, when I turn it back on, it returns to moonlight mode. So you can program this to have memory mode or not. You can program this to have moonlight mode or not. You can program this to go low, medium, high, or high, medium, low. So start off at high instead. And you can program it to 4 or 5 different mode groupings. So, 2%, 10%, 50%, 100%, or 2%, 20%, 40%, 100%, or whatever. And there's also one with strobe and blinking and things like that as well. So if you want to know about how to program the ReyLights, please click on the link below, which is my ReyLight programming video. And that it goes for about 7 or 8 minutes, and that will tell you everything you need to know about how to program any ReyLight. Now, some dimensions. So from head to tail, this comes in at 11 centimeters. Look at that. 11 centimeters or 110 mil. The tail cap comes in at 25.03 millimeters, so call it 25. The body will be the same. Yep, and I'm guessing the head will be the same. Look at that. What a beautiful, 2.5 centimeters thick, or, around, and 11 centimeters long. It's not a huge light, but it does have some weight to it. Now, with the battery included in the 18650 configuration, it comes in at 163.68 grams. Now, let's get it on high and we'll do a bit of a heat test. So I will be back in about a minute and a half. So 61.4 degrees Celsius. And yeah, it is hot. This thing gets hot. Now, interesting. The body is not hot at all. So the transfer of heat doesn't go from the head into the body. It stays at the head. So that is interesting. That's very interesting, because you'd think it gets transferred, but maybe because of the O-ring, I don't know, but it just doesn't get transferred through to the body. So that's good, because you can still hold the body, no problems. Just be very, very, very careful. The head, it will give you a fright and you will drop it if you pick it up from the head, and it takes a long time to cool down. So, it's still hard to touch. So that is one thing that you do need to be aware of this light. But it's pumping out so much heat. That only happens on the highest output. It's pumping out so much light, needing so much heat that you've just got to expect to have a really, really, really high amount of heat transferred from the emitters through to the head. Now, I'll just do a size comparison for you. So that's it next to the Lan Apple. And I'm going to review the Lan Apple because look at that beautiful color. Thank you, ReyLight. Look at that. This is just absolutely beautiful. What a conversation piece. And in 4000K, 519A, beautiful. So that's the size comparison. Okay, so it is a big light. Don't buy this thinking it's a small light, but it's still very pocketable and very, very useful, and it pumps out the most light out of all the ReyLights. So that is really, really cool. All right, let's head out to some night shots, see how it goes, and then we'll come back for some final thoughts, prices, and where to buy the ReyLight Dawn. All right, here's the Dawn. Look at that tint on moonlight mode. It's just beautiful. Look at that. This is such a good batch of the 519A 4000K. And then half step. Oh, to die for. Beautiful floodlight. Just sensational. And that is turbo. And what a turbo. That is just a gorgeous tint, my God. Such a nice floody. Back to moonlight. Low, medium, high. Man, that is nice. Just a sensational light. All right, oh, getting hot. Head's getting hot. Oh, geez, yeah. Oof, that head is hot. Hold it back, people. That head is hot. All right, see ya. Alrighty, so night shots with this thing are incredible. It is absolutely bananas how amazing this light is. And I'm just going to actually put the battery back in just to show you on the wall again from a bit further away, just how friggin' beautiful that flood is with this light. So there we go. Look at that. And look at the color, man. It's just fantastic. It's such a nice floody. It really is. And to have a moonlight mode on it as well. Come on. So look, pros and cons about this light, because there are a couple of cons. It's a fantastic light. Don't get me wrong. But it gets hot at the head and it's heavy. They're the two things. Now, can you avoid the heat? Can you avoid the weight? No, you can't. So there's nothing wrong with this light. It's just that with the amount of lumens coming out of it in the highest output and the fact that it sports an 18650, it's going to be a bit weighty. But there's nothing wrong with it. It is fantastic. It comes in raw titanium as well, and it also comes in some aluminiums. So this version, the stonewashed titanium, comes in at $155 US. That's at ReyLight.net. I will link it down below. But I'll also link my programming guide because it's really handy to know how to program them. Now, I'm going to end up doing a lot of ReyLight reviews. I don't want to go over the programming modes and how to program in every review. So I'm just going to link my programming video in each review and then go from there. So this is a great light to use by the bedside. It's a great light for that because you've got the moonlight mode. And so that's, perfect for bedside. But if you do need a high amount of light for whatever reason, you just half press, and you've got blasting light in the flood, in the form of a floodlight. So I think it's a fantastic light. But as I said, it is heavy and it gets hot. Now, I'm very happy I've got one because I love ReyLights and I think that ReyLight lights are phenomenal, very unique as well. So if you are in the market for an 18650 powerful custom style light, then take a look at the ReyLight Dawn. Stonewashed titanium is a really, really nice one. Raw is good too, but stonewash is always my preference. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching. Until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.